Welcome to the first day of Christmas in July. It's kind of a new thing. We're going to get a jump start on the holiday in terms of some new patterns, several tutorials, all sorts of Christmas or winter holiday or whatever that season looks like to you. I'm going to be bringing all sorts of fun bits and bobs to this year of Christmas in July. So I thought it would be fun and appropriate to start this month off with an advent calendar, one of my favorites. So this is what I have. I've already removed it from the bag that it came in. And yeah, this is how it came. So no special box or anything. It just, all your yarn just comes individually wrapped in a clear plastic bag that came in a Meller bag from the UK. Hello, my name is Sig. This is Crochet and Fiber, and you, of course, are always welcomed here. So as goes the house cleaning, and a quick little reminder, if this is something you're interested in and something you think you might like, just go ahead and hit the subscribe bar, the like button, and the notification bell. These things just take you a second to do, but they really impact and support my channel quite a bit. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. So this advent calendar comes from a company that goes by the name of Knit and Purl Yarn, and as usual, I picked this up from Etsy. And they have several different types of calendars you can get, different boxes you can get. It seems to be a handful of them. They show different yarns from time to time. I haven't really been able to pin this company down in terms of if they're the ones doing the dyeing or if they get them from other individuals. I've kind of read some things that seem a little conflicting, but I don't know that that matters much. All I know is that they are really quite affordable, especially for those of you who really want to get yourselves an advent calendar, a yarn advent calendar, or an advent calendar for a loved one that's not like $200-300, because, you know, with a hand-dyed yarn advent calendar with 24 days and maybe a single skein or hank of yarn that's about 100 grams, you know, everything's getting a little tight for everybody. So I thought that today would be a great day to show off this particular company. Now, I purchased this yarn a few months ago, and so I'm just showing it to you now. But that's okay. At the time of this recording, the prices were still exactly what I'm going to tell you now. Come the release date of this video, I will double check and I will pin all that additional information in the comments below. Now, this particular company does seem to be willing to deliver advent calendars all year long. They give you an option between 12 minis or 24 minis. I got the 24 minis, and I believe it comes with one large 100-gram skein to boot. Now, the prices are extraordinary. So it leaves me with some questions, but I'm excited to dig into this and see if this yarn is really worth the discount I paid for it. Okay, because, you know, sometimes you order a discount yarn and it's not quite what they tell you it's going to be. I mean, I from time to time will purchase an advent calendar or some sort of a yarn box or something that leads you to believe that it's going to be really good yarn, but it really isn't. And so from time to time, I'll purchase these boxes knowing they're scams, but just because I want to show you kind of what to look out for. So now this one, I'm not entirely sure. And once I tell you the price, I think you're going to understand why. So at the time of this recording, you could get a 12-count mini for $63. Plus, I think I'll have to look at the details, so we'll look at the details again. I try not to spend too much time on the details when I purchase these things so that I can be just as surprised as you are when I get them, right? Anyways, that's the idea. But let me track back a little. Okay, so let me start by saying Immediately, the very first thing that came up for me with this company was shipping, and it was easy. However, after reading some reviews, I realized some people get their orders shipped to them immediately after they order it, and other people, much like myself, had to wait several weeks before the order was shipped. So this isn't necessarily a problem for me, but it is just a situation that occurs with this company. So just to give you a heads up, so if you plan on ordering from this company, just make sure that you give yourself plenty of time in case you land in the group of people who have to wait a while for your package. Another thing about shipping is they seem to be willing to ship these all year round. So maybe the trade-off is worth it, right? So maybe you're able to purchase this in May and hide it away rather than trying to purchase it last minute. At least if you purchase it early, and you have the option to purchase it early, of course, you know you'll at least get your box on time. You can put it away. If you order it closer to Christmas, you may run the risk of them not having any in stock and therefore maybe not getting it on time. So these are things to think about, but this is the good thing about this company, is they seem to offer these boxes all year long. So let me just go ahead and read to you what they say in the packet that is sent to me. Any orders placed now have a risk of not making it in time for Christmas. Now this was, I did order this around Christmas of 2024. But I'm still happy to send them out. Celebrate the festive season with our Christmas Yarn Advent Calendar. This beautiful curated collection features 12 or 24 mini skeins of luxurious hand-dyed yarn, each hand-wrapped for you to discover throughout December, ranging in a variety of holiday-inspired colors, from rich reds to greens to sparkly golds and cozy winter blues. So each skein is a delightful surprise that will spark your creativity and bring joy to your holiday projects. So this yarn I'm kind of going to be using, I'm hoping I can use it throughout the next month. Just keep watching me this month and you'll see if that rang true or not. Okay, so let's jump ahead. So the 12 skeins, the 12 mini skein box, only costs $63 plus shipping. That's really good for an Advent yarn calendar. We'll see if it's worth it, but that's really good. So of course my curiosity is piqued. I went ahead and I purchased the 24 mini skeins, right? So each one of these comes with 100 grams of yarn as well, but you get your mini skeins. And at the time that I purchased this box, I paid about $100, a little more than $100, $100.96 for this Advent calendar. Shipping was a little pricey, but understandably, it is coming from the UK after all. So shipping was $26.40. And because this Advent calendar came in at $100, $26 for shipping wasn't going to make or break the budget on this one. Okay, so let me continue on. So it tells me that my 24 mini skeins, a new color to unwrap each day, perfect for small projects, color work, or adding unique touches to existing pieces. Exclusive colorways, limited edition holiday colorways designed specifically for this Advent calendar. High quality yarn made from premium soft fibers that are perfect for knitting, crocheting, and crafting. Bonus gifts includes a few surprises like stitch markers, patterns, and more to embrace your crafting experience. So I'm not seeing anything that looks like a pattern, but yeah, I don't really know. Maybe I might be missing something too. I don't know. So it goes on to say, perfect for crafters looking to treat themselves or a loved one with festive countdown, creating unique holiday decorations, or just adding a touch to handmade magic to the season. Okay, so shall we get started? As usual, I'm going to simply take all of these out of the bag because the crinkling drives me crazy and I can't imagine what it must sound like for some of you on the other side of this. This is all the yarn that I received in order. I'm still looking to see what other gifts they claim should have been in here. I did throw away the bag it came in, so I'm kind of seeing if I still have that bag somewhere and if maybe it was something in there that I missed. I don't know, but I'm going to take a look anyways, and we'll get started in just another moment. Okay, so I looked everywhere, and if there was something that I missed when I opened up the original large plastic packaging, and I don't know why I would miss it, especially when all the contents came into the actual clear packaging. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll just go ahead and open up these and see what the deal is. And maybe these extra little gifts are, are slipped into the packaging themselves or not. We'll see. But really, I just very much purchase these things for the yarn. If I get a decent little pattern, that's awesome. Stitch markers, while kind of fun, I just add them to my collection, and they don't do a lot for me, but sit in a collection. So, I don't know if that's a big loss or not, but we'll just see what we get for yarn. Let me go ahead, and I'm going to start with number 1. Okay, so this is number 1. And these are supposed to be 20-gram minis. It looks like it's about 20 grams. Let me go ahead and take a look at the weight. Okay, so actually it did weigh out at just 20 grams. And let me get a little end here, see if I can find an end. So I got my little end, and I'm going to give it the fire test. It feels like your basic sock yarn. Okay, yeah, this pretty much is passing the test. So they say that this is I believe they say it's a wool, a merino mixed nylon. Let me take another look here really fast. Yep. It's they don't give any specific percentages, but they say it's a wool and nylon. So yeah, I mean, it is a blend. I'm guessing it's a 75-80% wool to nylon blend. And the burn test tells me that that's fairly accurate. So number 1 is this beautiful sea green. And number 2 is a slightly darker, sort of going into a more moody color green, sea green if you like. So that's really pretty. I'm going to open these all in order and lay them out, and then after we take a look at them individually, then I'll show you what they all look like sitting together. So we're off to a really good start, I think, for the most part. So number 3 is this kind of palish corn colored yarn, and it has just a touch of green in it here and there. And number 4 is this bluish with a little bit of a yellow in there, that same maize color we just saw. So I'm pretty excited about this because I'm getting a lot of semi-solid colors, and that's beautiful for me because I have so many variegated colors that a bunch of semi-solid colors is something I really, really needed. And again, another green. This one's got a little bit of what looks like kind of a mustardy mix in with a bit, so that's pretty. And then number 6. This seems to have more of a mint feel to it, or expression. We got a little bit of kind of a spearmint green in there a bit, and then some minty blue colors. This one's pretty. This one's even a slightly different kind of a yarn. So this is more of a twist yarn. I think you can see the individual, let me see if I can focus that in a little bit better for you. So you can see the individual strands are more of a twist, and this is more of a standard kind of a yarn for you. So you can see the difference between those two yarns. So, and then of course this one is kind of more a light stormy blue. It has those grays and those more subtle kind of sea green blues in there and greens. Okay, moving on to 8. So that's interesting. It's a little bit of everything so far going on. Now this one looks kind of like a mixture of all the different colors we just experienced in these last few skeins of yarn. So this one feels very much like an experimental piece, right? So it's going to be really interesting to see how this little piece works up. So moving on to 9. Okay, now we're moving into a brighter blue with a little bit of that gold in there. Number 10, more blues and some lighter colored creams. Okay, so number 11 seems to have more of a mossy feel to it. It has those more muted tones, the greens and the blues, and some more muted, almost lichen colors, colors that you might see on lichen. So now number 12 is still blues, but this one is we're getting into something a little more closely related to turquoise. Okay, so 13 is going to take us into a more variegated yarn, which looks to be lavenders and maybe some very slight spots of a softer blue mixed in there. 14 is kind of a grayish lavender, sort of, not quite variegated. I guess you could say this is right there in between that variegated and semi-solid sort of range, but it's like a grayish purple, very subtle. Now with number 15, we're moving back into the greens, but the green is a little more springy feeling, and there's this touch of browns and rust worked through there, so that's quite unique. And this next color is a little variegated too, and it is kind of a muted green and pink, sort of more dusky, earthy tones. 17 takes us into the variegated realm again too, and it is sort of these purplies and blues. So this is a little more pastel. It's coming just a hair out of the muted tones and into something a little brighter and softer like pastels. Now here for number 18 is this nice, rich, sort of honey color. It sort of ranges between honeycomb and honey color. So that's really kind of pretty. That should work up quite nicely. So now 19 is more of a cream and a very light aqua color. So this package, and they're all going to be different, so it's really going to be a surprise. This one seems to really fall heavy on the cool side of the color spectrum. I have very few warm colors in here. So I've got a solid now. I've got a semi-solid of this baby pink. And that's really a nice pink. I can see a lot of uses for that, like the inside of the ears of amigurumis or noses, or, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we do with this. So now moving on to 21, we're kind of into the kind of sea lettuce range, right? So we've got these kind of more mossy, yellowish green colors sort of variegated through. So that's pretty. 22 is giving me kind of this peachy, beigey kind of color. That's definitely a semi-solid. There's not a lot of variation in this colorway. So now this is really kind of pretty. This is, again, more muted colors. Still kind of sort of in those lichen kind of colors that you might see on a mushroom or on the bottom side of a more leafy lettuce. So that's nice. Okay, so this is sort of a creamy, soft, yellowy with just a touch of light blue and maybe some speckles of yellow in it. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know that that's my favorite color, but I'm sure I'll find something to use it on. Okay, so that was 1 through 24. Now for the big one. I'm going to open this up and see what we get here. All right, so this colorway, very beautiful. Just looking at it does make me a little disappointed. It falls shy of the 100 grams mark by 2 grams, but I think we'll survive, yeah? This yarn right here reminds me very much of a winter afternoon when the sun is setting. It's quite beautiful. I really, really like it. I think this is my favorite colorway of all the colorways. And of all the colorways they gave us, they're all going to go beautiful with this piece, no matter which ones I choose to use with it. So that's really quite nice as well. Let me show you everything together. Okay, so this is the colorway. This is what we get for our $100. Okay, so that was really quite nice. Everything was individually wrapped, so that was a pleasant surprise. However, what I am disappointed was that the extra little gifts I was supposed to get, I don't think I got them. I mean, I suppose I could have accidentally thrown them away when I threw away the outer packaging, but I don't know. I don't think so, but it's possible. But with that said, I didn't really need another stitch marker, and it's always interesting to get a pattern, but I didn't need another pattern. Really what I purchased this for was the yarn, and for the price that I paid for it, if I didn't get a pattern, I think I'm going to survive it. So you tell me what you thought. What did you think of this yarn? I mean, you can't beat the price. It's very nice. You can purchase this all year long. The drawbacks is you don't really know what kind of shipping you're going to get, whether it's super quick or a little on the slow side. And maybe the consistency with the gifts that were supposed to be added with the package didn't arrive. Could have been a mistake. I could have caught them at a bad time. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get it, but do I need it? Not really. So is this going to affect the rating I give the company when I rate this Yes. But is it going to affect my overall opinion of the yarn they sent? No. The yarn was good. It was good. Everything weighed out properly. Everything's beautiful looking. I think it's going to be fine. All right. I enjoyed spending this first day of Christmas in July with you. I hope you did too, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a most wonderful day. Bye-bye now.